When you meet executives at HSBC, often they've had long careers at the bank in a variety of different roles. Now, I'm joined by Stuart Tait, who's the Global Head of Trade and Receivables Finance at HSBC, and he's been in the role like 4 weeks.
I'm in my first month.
In the first month in the role. So what are you doing now you've taken this role?
Okay, thanks. So I've taken a look at the strategy that we have in place for this business, and it's clear to me that the strategy that's been set is absolutely right. And so my focus needs to be on how we execute that. And the execution really is a matter of recognizing the fact that our customers value our footprint, our geographic network, which is really something that's very distinctive for HSBC, the number of countries we're in and the actual on-the-ground presence. And so it's important that as we connect customers with opportunities around the world, our on-the-ground presence, our network is there to assist them as they grow and expand into new markets.
So you previously had a trade role at HSBC before, so what is the difference between then and now in terms of what's happening in trade?
Okay, yeah, I was head of our Hong Kong Trade and Receivables Finance from 1999 to 2002. Really then the business was very much a middle office business. It was there to serve customers. And I think one of the issues that I've seen stepping back in that's really changed is the fact that it's very much more client focused. You know, we are there advising relationship managers on structures and products in a way that we weren't previously. I'm somewhat surprised, if you like, that we are still as reliant on paper documentation as we were then, and I would have predicted back then that wouldn't be the case today. But I do recognise some of the great work that's underway within the technology space and amongst the banks and SWIFT and others to ensure that we have a far more efficient way of handling trade. I think the final point I'd make is that there's much more granularity on how we manage risk. And although we looked at credit risk several years ago, we certainly didn't look at operational risk and people risk in the way that we do today.
And what about the big industry themes that you're seeing in trade?
So I think for us, we take a look at the macroeconomics and we take a look at the long-term view, and we see that the long-term economic fundamentals are strong, particularly in the emerging markets, because we think that growth is going to be driven by urbanization, mass urbanization in many of the emerging markets, and with that comes infrastructure spend. So, I read a fact very recently that the actual length of railway in China is still less than the US had in 1880. And there's 80 cities in China with 5 million population or more with no subway. So in that single country, you get a feel for the infrastructure that's coming as a result of urbanization. And with that comes the burgeoning middle class, and they'll be consumers of goods. So we believe the long-term fundamentals are very, very strong for trade, merchandise trade.
Okay, great.
Thank you.